Good morning. Today we're making bacon, and it's a beautiful day for making bacon. Almost looks like we're a part of the Disney movie Frozen out there. It's pretty nice. I'll admit I've enjoyed the Frozen movies a lot, at least the first one. But when you raise two small kids, you kind of get enough. I think the Disney creators went to Norway for inspiration. Also the voice who's singing she's also Norwegian, and we're pretty proud of that. I went to a Brad Paisley show once in Oslo, and that was the time when Frozen just came out, but it hadn't come out in Norway yet. And he thought it had, so he was like playing the theme song. And I guess he thought it was cool since he was in Norway. The problem was that we hadn't seen it yet, so we didn't understand anything of what he was talking about. In hindsight, it was pretty cool though, but we were like 20,000 people who didn't have a clue. It was a great show though, but this video wasn't supposed to be about the movie Frozen. I'm making bacon today, and it's the first time ever. And bacon is kind of the reason that I got pigs in the first place. I want as much bacon as possible. There are a lot of cuts that I didn't choose and chose to make bacon instead. After harvesting, I wasn't prepared and did not know what to do with all the meat, so I put it in the freezer so I could do some research and try to do this right. I took it out of the freezer yesterday. It's been thawing overnight. I'm debating whether to use the vacuum bags or just wrap it in plastic. I'm gonna season it and put it in the fridge for a week or two. The only thing that if I use the vacuum bag, they have this size, and I kind of want the bacon to be a little longer. I'll just wrap it in plastic. That way I can split it in half, and then I can use the vacuum bags for when the bacon's finished. This piece still has the skin on, and I should probably take that off. Would you take it off? I'm taking it off. Someone was talking about some gloves you could use for protection. I probably have to check into that. I'm starting to wondering why I don't just remove the skin right away when harvesting. It's custom to scald the pig and scrape off the hair. But I haven't used the skin for anything. The only thing I can think of is the Norwegian traditional Christmas dish called ribbe, when you want the skin to be like crispy, but I haven't made any ribbe. I'm turning it into bacon, so I'm finding myself removing the skin all the time. So it'd be probably smarter to just do that on harvest. All right, so now we're gonna figure out how much salt and seasoning I need. I did have some excess meat. I'm gonna turn that into sausage. Also, the skin. I think I know someone who will appreciate this. You can buy those in the store. They're dried and full of chemicals, so this is way better. I don't know about the fat though. Maybe I should scrape that off if they are gonna eat a lot of it, and maybe figure out how to do it properly so that I can store it, so they have treats all year around and not just when I harvest a pig. They do enjoy it though, maybe except for that one. She has a tendency to try to hide it or dig it into the ground, but the ground is hard now, so she can't do that. What usually happens is that they get one each, and Bess, the red one, she eats her immediately, but Yuva, this one, she goes and try to hide it, and the next time Bess goes out, she goes and digs it up or finds it and eat that as well. So I guess the only way for me to know that they each get one is to give them one inside and monitor them and make sure that no one tries to hide it or steal it. Okay, so I'm supposed to have 3% salt and 1% brown sugar. And this first one is 2.4 kilos. So that's about 72 grams of salt and 24 with sugar. So now I have 3 with the basic recipe with the salt and sugar, but for this last one I'm going to try some pepper mix to spice it up a bit. I have salt all over, so now I'm going to leave it here for however long. I was gonna put it in the fridge, but this room is kind of like a fridge. It's so we have 4 degrees Celsius, and I think that's pretty good. It's just like inside the house in the fridge. So I'm just gonna leave it here, and I'm gonna turn them every day, I think. And now it's salt everywhere, so I need to get this room cleaned, and also myself. So I waited 14 days before I took it up to the smokehouse at my friend Armand's place. He's from Iceland, and on Iceland it's custom to smoke with dried sheep poop. But I managed to talk him out of it and use what I believe is called common beach instead. We fired up in the morning and let it smoke for the whole day, and then repeated the same thing the next day. Arman had previously smoked some bacon on his own, and he did it for 4 days. I thought that was a bit too much, especially in the carbonara. So I decided to go with half that amount. And here we are now. And I can't wait to get my teeth into it, but it's kind of late, so I'm gonna call it a day. When we get back, I'm gonna slice it and divide it into portions, but most importantly, I'm gonna eat it and see if we made something good. So until then, toodaloo, pew pew pew.